Hi guys, this is the memo explanation video for exercise 13.1. Okay, so it started with this triangle and it says solve for x and classify each triangle. Okay, so we need to solve for x using our geometry reasons. So I'm going to solve for x using angles in a triangle here. So I'm given all the angles of the triangle. I know that they add up to 180 degrees. So I can say 2x plus 90 minus x plus 30 equals 180 degrees, angles in a triangle. Okay, I don't need to write these brackets in, I just put them in so that you can see the three angles. Alright, then I can get my like terms. So I'm going to keep my x's on the left hand side and take everything else to the right hand side. So 90 is positive on this side, so when I take it over it will become negative, same as 30. Then if I simplify that, I'm going to get 2x is equal to 60, and then to get x alone, I would just divide through by 2. Okay, so I know that x is equal to 30. Okay, they don't only want me to solve for x, they also want me to classify the triangle. So in order to classify the triangle, I need to work out what the angles are. Okay, so if I have a look, m is equal to 2x, etc. So I know that x is equal to 30, so if I substitute 30 wherever there's an x, I'm going to find that m is equal to 2 times 30, which is 60. I find that n is also 60 and t is also 60. Okay, so all the angles are equal to 60, which means it must be an equilateral triangle, because in an equilateral triangle all the angles are equal. Alright, then you had to classify this one here and also solve for x. So again, angles in a triangle add up to 180. So I just basically add them all together and say that they're equal to 180. Don't forget your reason, angles in a triangle. Alright, from there I'm just going to simplify my like terms because it looks like quite complicated. So I'm going to say 2x plus x, that will give me 3x, and then I'm going to take the 20 over to add it, which will give me 200, right? Okay, so now I've got a denominator. So I know that the 3x and the 200 is over 1. I need to find an LCD of 3. Okay, so I need to multiply the 3x by 3 and the 200 by 3 in order to find an LCD of 3. Now, because all my denominators are the same, because they're all my LCD, remember with an equation you can drop your LCD, so I can just work with the numerators now. So I've got 9x plus x is equal to 600, then 9x plus x will give me 10x, and then to get x alone I will just divide through by the 10, so x is equal to 60 degrees. Okay, now for the classification. Okay, so these are all my angles. J is 2x, k is x minus 20. So wherever there's an x, I'm going to substitute in a 60 now. Okay, so that's what I've got. So 2 times 60, so that should be 120. 60 minus 20, that'll give me 40. And then the last one here, 60 divided by 3 will give me 20. Okay, so all my angles are different. There's nothing special about this triangle. So it's just a scalene triangle. Let's go on to C. Alright, with C, they haven't given me all the angles, but they have told me that these two lines are equal to each other, right? It's an isosceles triangle. Okay, so already you should be kind of thinking, okay, in your classification you should be getting isosceles. Alright, so what do I start with when I'm working with this type of triangle? Angles opposite equal sides. Okay, so those are the angles that are opposite the equal sides, so I know that k is also equal to x plus 10. Now I can work with angles in a triangle. So this plus this plus this equals 180 degrees. Angles in a triangle. Okay, there's my step where I did the angles opposite equal sides. Right, then I can simplify it. And if you simplify it, 3x plus x, that will give me 5x. Negative 15 plus 10 plus another 10. That will give me that will give me 5. Okay, so then I can take the 5 over and subtract it, which will give me 175. And if I divide through, I should get x is equal to 35. Okay, then the classification. So I've got G, H, and K. X is equal to 35, so 3 times 35 minus 15. And those are the three angles that you'll get. Okay, so you can see that it's an isosceles, but it's a special type of isosceles because there's a 90-degree angle. Okay, so it's two angles equal. One of the angles is 90 degrees, and that means that you got a right-angled isosceles triangle. All right, then D. Here's D. D, you are working with the exterior angle of a triangle. So I know, remember, that the exterior angle, so 3x, is always equal to the sum of the opposite interior angles. So 60 plus 2x minus 20 is equal to the exterior, which is 3x. Okay, so that's what it looks like as a statement. So 3x is equal to 60 plus 2x minus 20, exterior angle of a triangle. If I solve this, I'm just going to get my x's on one side. 60 minus 20 will be 40, so that means x is equal to 40 degrees. Okay, then if I classify the triangle, okay, there's a problem here with this triangle, right? I'm trying to classify the triangle, but I don't have this angle, okay? But I can work it out because those two angles are next to each other and they're on a straight line. So I know that angles on a straight line add up to 180, right? So this angle here, DFE, is equal to 180 minus 3x. Okay, so I already know that D is 60, they told me that. E is equal to 2x minus 20, and DFE is equal to 180 minus 3x, which we've spoken about. Okay, then I can substitute x, and in the end I'm going to find that there are 3 angles of 60 degrees, which means that it's an equilateral triangle. Alright, then for the last one, I need to work out what x, y, and z is, and then I need to classify. Okay, so I'm going to start with my x's. I'm going to ignore the z and y. In fact, I'm going to actually erase this whole line, TV. I'm going to erase that. Okay, so I'm working with only these. Okay, I know that all the angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees, so t plus u plus v is 180 angles in a triangle, and then I'm going to solve for that. So 2x plus x, that's 3x, plus another 2x, that's 5x. Okay, then I've got 15 minus 10 plus 50, that's what gave me my 55. I take the 55 over and subtract it, and you're going to find that 5x is equal to 125. Divide through by your 5 to get x alone, and you got x is equal to 25 degrees. Alright, then I still need to work out y and z. Okay, so I'm going to put that line back, and I'm going to work in this triangle over here, angles in a triangle. So this plus this plus this is equal to 180 degrees, angles in a triangle. I know that x is equal to 25, so I can substitute that in. And once I've done that, I can solve, and I find that y is equal to 90 degrees. Okay, so you're working with a 90-degree angle there, even though it doesn't look like it. Remember, it's not drawn to scale. And then the last letter that we need to work out is z, so I'm going to work in this triangle here. And again, I'm going to work with angles of a triangle, so I add them all together and I say it's equal to 180 degrees. Angles in a triangle, I know that x is equal to 25, so I can substitute that in. And if I solve that, I'm going to find that z is equal to 80 degrees. Okay, so I know what x, y, and z are. That's what they are. Now I need to classify the triangle. So I already know that w is equal to 50. T is this whole angle here, so 2x plus x plus 15, and then u is this angle here. Okay, if I were to try and classify that now, I need to substitute that x is equal to 25, which I do. So I find that u is equal to 40, t is equal to 90, and w is equal to 50. Okay, so what does that mean? I've got no angles that are equal, so it's definitely scalene. I've got one angle that's 90 degrees, so it's a right-angled scalene triangle. Hope that helps.